Well, hello there and welcome to Mind Your Business. I'm Jennifer Anderson, host of the show and executive director of the Georgina Chamber of Commerce. Well, now more than ever before, Shop Local has very significant meaning to businesses. More than just a buzzword, more than just a cliche, it really has become a way of life for people in our communities, especially during the pandemic, as they understand the importance of supporting and shopping local to help local businesses as they stay open, reopen, and recover. Well, in June, the Government of Canada invested $33 million across Canada to help support a Shop Local program. In Ontario, $8.8 million is being invested, and that's being filtered through the Ontario Chamber of Commerce to many chambers of commerce and boards of trade right across the province as they deliver programs and initiatives to help the Shop Local campaign. Well, this show today is all about the importance of shopping local. It's all about why it is so important to support and invest in our local businesses. And I have three amazing guests who are going to help us get through this information. First of all, let me introduce Louis De Palma. He is the Vice President of Programs for the Ontario Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Louis.
Hi, how are you today, Jennifer? Just a pleasure to be here with you.
Well, thank you so much for being part of this. Louis, I am going to start with you, but I want to introduce my other guests first. So hold that thought. Karen Wooten is the Executive Director of the Stouffville Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Jen. So glad to be here, and thanks for having us.
I love having you here. I love the network that the chambers have, and being able to call you my friend and being able to, run things and bounce things off you. So I'm thrilled to have you here for this discussion today. And also our other guest here today is Wayne Doyle. Wayne is the Manager of Marketing and Communications for the York Region Arts Council. Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the York Region Arts Council, Experience York Region, and the importance of these programs as they relate to the Shop Local campaigns. But as I mentioned, I want to start with Louis. Let's talk a little bit about, first of all, your involvement with the Ontario Chamber of Commerce. What is your role with this organization?
Well, Jennifer, I'm responsible for the programs department at the OCC, and we're involved in a number of programs related to workforce development, training, and supporting the SME community in general. The Shop Local program is one of those programs that we're so pleased to be able to roll out to the chamber community across the province.
Well, and I would assume that it is a no-brainer when the government comes and says, we would like to invest in Shop Local, because regardless of the programs that you are running with local chambers and with businesses, the idea behind supporting business is a mission and mandate of the Ontario Chamber.
Yeah, and the entire network. So we were quite pleased and fortunate to be able to access funding from the Government of Canada to support this program in communities across Ontario. I can tell you to date, we have approved or working with 79 communities across the province to distribute that $8.8 million that you spoke about earlier in the segment.
So really is a diverse group of communities, and some, whether it's urban or rural, they really have the same focus.
Absolutely. There are projects that are going to be rolled out in both urban and rural, in the GTA, in the Northwest, the Southwest, the Niagara region, Cornwall, Ottawa, really across this great province of ours. And, and the beauty of it is each campaign, each project is being developed by the local chambers in partnerships with stakeholders in their communities and tailoring it to the needs of their local communities.
So before it got to each chamber, when the money is filtered through the Ontario Chamber and the program is created, what are the parameters? Is it open-ended to supporting Shop Local?
So there were some key areas that the chambers could apply for funding for. It had to do with branding, it had to do with marketing, it had to do with partnership development, it had to do with building confidence, consumer confidence, and as we reopen, as the province reopens, building that confidence to go back to those local independent businesses and procure their goods and their services, because so important to support local, so important. 95% of the businesses out there are small businesses, they're SMEs, right? And they are the backbone of the economy. So anything that we could do as a chamber network to support that economic development and recovery, as we come out of the pandemic, we're just so delighted to be part of this.
So you put in this request for applications. Chambers start to send in their requests. What surprised you? What are you seeing in terms of those initiatives? Because you mentioned it is so diverse. So what are the types of initiatives that you're seeing for some of these organizations?
We've seen everything, Jennifer, from broad ad campaigns to, chamber buck campaigns, to gift cards, to chambers creating videos. The key, though, that the overarching theme that we're seeing through all the campaigns, whether they're small, whether they're large, whether they're urban, whether they're rural, is that kind of marketing, that messaging of the importance of shopping in your local communities. When we were kind of at home, a lot of us maybe went to the online. We started shopping online, which is good too. There's nothing wrong with it. However, as we open, it's nice to get back out there. It's back out, we reopen safely. It's nice to get consumers back into those local shops, because they really are what keeps our communities vibrant and healthy and strong.
Well, and I think that's it. We have this collective and this network where we all have the same mission and mandate. And so the idea of having it filter to these local businesses to create strength, especially during this time, is so important.
No, absolutely. And the initiatives that are being undertaken across the province are clearly in support of that. And, very creative, I must say, very, very creative concepts, some places they're wrapping their buses. If you have buses in communities, they're actually doing bus wraps. Others are actually got some cars from their local dealerships, just to show what a collective engagement has occurred here with respect to these projects. They're wrapping the cars. Other folks are working with influencers in their communities. They're working with their municipalities. They're working with their BIAs. So this is really a chamber-led initiative, but it's all about creating that partnerships, creating that engagement in your local communities in support of those local businesses.
Well, and that was one of my questions, because the idea of it was favored that each of these chambers work with their community partners, and it really does have that ripple effect of spreading the word and making sure that the awareness goes much further when you're working with these local organizations.
Absolutely, and it goes beyond the length of the campaign, because as partnerships are developed and nurtured, right, they last. It's just not just going to end when the campaign is over. Right, they will continue, and which will also help with community building. So a very important aspect of this project as well is that what happens afterwards.
Right. The project does end at the end of January. So it is limited in terms of what is happening right now, but you're right. There will be that extension of partnerships and really that learning and ingraining in folks' minds the importance of shop local.
Absolutely. Again, I can't say enough good things about the quality of the projects that we got in. And because of such high quality of the projects that the people we received, we were able actually to do the vetting fairly quickly. We were able to approve projects. We're working with chambers now. There's a lot of chambers that have already launched their campaigns. So it's just nice to see, we're seeing the releases out there. We're seeing the activity. I'm actually getting pictures in. Folks are sending me pictures of the different campaigns that they've already initiated. Very, very, very terrific things that they're doing out there.
And that's a little bit of a reward for the work that you're doing, because I know you are exhausted. It's probably a good exhaustion in most cases, because you can see the value of the program, but it is rewarding to be able to see some of the results. And for you said 77?
79.
79 different communities. Yeah. So to see the results of this program has to be rewarding for you and for the work that you do.
No, it is. And we like to help. We just have a little part of this It's really what you folks are doing in local communities, and thanks to the Government of Canada for funding the program. Without the funding, obviously, we couldn't be involved in this. So we're just pleased to play a small role in this, supporting local communities, supporting local chambers, supporting the partnerships and the networks out there that have been created. I used to travel a lot, and obviously, given what's happening now, I don't get to go around and to visit every community. I used to really enjoy that part of my job, really going to different chambers, seeing people, meeting people in those communities. And, as I'm getting these images back with the local communities, it kind of reminds me of that. It's kind of bringing me back, to that travel time when I was going out there and speaking at various events across the province. But, like they say, this too shall end. We'll be back to that in pretty quick order, and I'll be able to get out to see those wonderful communities across the province again.
I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for you that we are starting to see that, and as we reopen, you will be able to get to do that. One last question for you for now, and I may head back to you, but you mentioned the partnerships within the communities. I know from our own application and the process that you also saw some chambers and some communities join together and build a larger campaign or larger initiatives. Did you see that throughout the province?
Yeah, we had a number of regional applications come in that were encouraged as part of the program, and York Region being one of them, actually. All the chambers in that region came together. You submitted a great application. We've got regional campaigns, in the Kenora area, in the Kawartha area, in the Windsor area, in the Niagara area. So really, in all parts of the province, chambers did come together. So when I talked about, the 79 chambers that are actually rolling out campaigns, it's much more than that. Because, within those 79, where they're partnering with other chambers, the number goes higher. So we're reaching an awful lot of communities. I would say well over 100 communities across Ontario with this campaign.
Right. That's excellent. And we know that York is your favorite. You don't have to say it on the air during this episode, but we know.
I will stay quiet about that one.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Louis. Hold that thought. I want to bring Karen in now because as part of the York Region overarching campaign, Karen was instrumental in bringing that all together for the 9 municipalities that make up York Region. So Karen, first of all, let's kind of go back. Tell me a little bit about your position with the Stouffville Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks, Jen. So yes, my position at the Stouffville Chamber of Commerce is very similar to your position at the Georgina Chamber. So I'm responsible for managing the day-to-day operations, developing the programs, and for ensuring that the members in our community and the business community are properly serviced. So yeah, it's currently we have over 300 members. We also represent the local BIA. So it's great to be able to service our community and help businesses to recover as things start to open up and we hopefully start to get back to normal.
Yeah. And I know, just like me, when you see a Shop Local grant, this is your mission. This is your mandate. And so to be able to receive a grant like this has to be a great feeling and a great opportunity for your community.
Absolutely, Jen. For us, we have very limited resources and we're a small group that does a lot of work. So this grant really provided us with the opportunity to get out there and to service not just our members, but the entire business community, and to ensure that we had the funds available to be a broader voice and to put more marketing into it, to develop videos that we needed so badly, and to really promote not just the businesses like the restaurants and the retail, but also the experiences and all the things that you can see and do in the community of Stouffville.
Well, and I look at it, it's kind of like it is a helping hand, but it's certainly almost like having an extra employee who is coming in into our organizations because we're small organizations. And so this is that helping hand needed to provide extra marketing, provide extra awareness, and to bring more awareness to the people in our communities.
Absolutely. I mean, so much of what we're doing this fall and winter, we wouldn't be able to do without this grant. So we're very appreciative to the OCC and the federal government for the funds. And we're excited to see what we can do with it and to build those relationships.
So not only do we have a grant individually for our communities, we also have the York Region grant. So I'm going to let you kind of explain how that came about.
Sure. Thanks, Jen. So we brought together the 9 York Region Chambers and Boards of Trade. We do collaborate year round, so that wasn't anything new. But the different municipalities are very, very different. York Region, from manufacturing in Vaughan to horseback riding in Stouffville to Markham to Georgina. I mean, it's a very diverse region. And so we came together and decided that what we really needed or wanted to do was to promote to residents across York Region that there is so much to see and do and to explore right here in York Region, and that we should come together and promote that unified as a whole group and really see if we can get people to municipality hop, if you will. So if you think you've seen everything and done everything in your region, and then there's so much between Canada's Wonderland, and we've got a really wide variety of things in York Region. So the whole concept
Absolutely.
was to just have extra marketing dollars to promote York Region, all of the municipalities, and to remind the residents of everything we have to offer.
Yeah, and this is nothing new for the 9 chambers and boards of trade in York Region. We've always had a great relationship. We've always worked well together and really connected for different events, like the Colossal Chamber networking events. So we've always kind of connected and worked together, but this was just one more opportunity for us to be able to do it.
Absolutely. I mean, we've collaborated on a number of things. Like most recently, we did a lot of collaboration on the rapid tests and the distribution and sharing knowledge as we all got up to speed on that to distribute those to local businesses. But yeah, I mean, we've always collaborated and shared information and best practices. And that also reduces our overall requirements, and shared knowledge is just paramount.
Yeah. So tell me a couple of maybe an overview of what our York Region grant is offering.
So our York Region grant is something that's going to be mostly marketing. We're going to be promoting everything through the York Region website. So it's the Experience York Region website, which is owned and operated by YRAC, which I'm sure you'll be hearing from Wayne about. So each of the 9 municipalities or chambers and boards of trade, each are producing a video that shares all the great things to see and do in their region, as well as great places to shop and dine. So we'll be using the funds that we received from the grant to market and promote all of those events, those videos, and to drive traffic to the Experience York Region website. And across the board, we're all going to be using the hashtag York Region, It's All Here. So look for that.
Very good. And that is a perfect segue. Thank you, Karen, to bring Wayne in and to talk a little bit about his involvement with the program. Wayne, thank you for joining us. First of all, tell us a little bit about what the York Region Arts Council is and what Experience York Region is.
That's a great question. Thanks, Jen. And it's it's a mild disconnect. The York Region Arts Council has been around for almost 20 years. We've been the York Region Arts Council since 2008. And our mandate is to promote and support and expose local artists. The arts and culture scene in York Region is huge. It's a massive scene, and it's one that certainly needs to be highlighted. So as the arts and culture organization in town, we also happen to be a destination marketing office. So one of our biggest projects is the experienceyorkregion.com website. And we've just relaunched it. In fact, today is the first day of the new site. So what we've done is we've taken the approach that Louis actually talked about it. He talked about engagement. Karen talked about community. We've kind of put those two things together, and we're looking to build a community that engages the people of York Region. York Region, of course, is the 9 different regions, and each one of them has something incredible to offer. And there's this huge cultural diversity in the area. It's if you're new to Canada, this is one of those places where you show up and you go, wow, this is familiar, but it's new. It's incredible. On any given day of the week, you can go and you can have lunch from almost any region of the world in York Region, which is incredible. The diversity, the joy, the skill and talent that we see in York Region is incredible. So experienceyorkregion.com, the new vision of the site is to be a community. We are the community of York Region. So to fulfill that idea, we're doing a lot of new things. We're going to be introducing a twice-a-week blog because we think there is enough happening that we should be on top of it. And twice a week may not be enough. There's enough things going on that we may be able to increase it to 3 or 4 times. We're looking for people in York Region who want to contribute, who want to be part of this community. So we know that it's diverse, that there's a lot of different folks in the area, and we want everybody to have their voice heard. So we're inviting bloggers and photographers and writers to come into the fold and share with us their experiences in York Region. We're also creating new content. We're looking at hosting a photo contest. We're looking at having a photographer join us to show people where are the wonderful places that you can photograph in York Region. It's an incredibly beautiful place, and the photo opportunities are huge, from urban to rural to forests to streams to lakes. I mean, it really is a photographer's paradise. I was just going to say, so there has to be this opportunity, as you are creating and collaborating and working with the community, to receive a call from the York Region Chambers and Boards of Trade and know that there is that collaboration piece for Shop Local. That has to be enticing, especially as you're beginning to build this new experience on your website. We were thrilled when Karen called. Karen called to pitch the Shop Local. And it dovetailed perfectly with what we're doing with the website. It is a celebration of the local community. So when Karen called, it was absolutely, there was no hesitation on our part to join in. We think it's an amazing thing. And we designed the website, when we originally designed it, we designed it to have experiences at the top of it. And then as you move down, it talks about our partners. And of course, all of those 9 partners are involved in the Shop Local campaign. It was just natural. It was just an extension of something that we'd already been doing. So people like Karen, who are involved in all of the various chambers, are incredible. They see the opportunity. They know who to gather in to make the opportunity reality. And they're just an absolute pleasure to work with. So we're working with them, and it is beyond anybody's expectations of how enjoyable it is to work with these folks and how much they're trying to do. We're all basically trying to help our small businesses and our community get better. And time to do it.
And I certainly understand that we are a Chamber of Commerce and a tourism information center. And so I understand that trickle effect of, Shop Local isn't just a business opportunity, it's also a tourism opportunity. And so to infuse that into what you're doing in your tourism side is of value to not only the people who are coming and visiting, but your residents as well.
Yeah, we agree 100%. The website, a lot of folks, I guess, think websites are part of the World Wide Web, which of course they are, but they're also a conduit to our own local community. if we can get the number of folks that we think should be on the site there, it'll be fantastic. You get a Friday afternoon and you're looking for something to eat that night, go to experienceyorkregion.com, find a plethora of opportunities, find the one you want to try. Maybe try something new that you've never tried before. These are your neighbors. These are the folks that are making your community strong and vibrant.
Wayne, I just have a couple of minutes left, but I want to be able to promote for businesses. There are opportunities for businesses to get involved in Experience York Region. What can they do?
Absolutely. They can go to the new site, launch today. They can go and they can register and they can list their business for free. There's absolutely no cost to this program. We're a conduit between a business and a consumer. We welcome them. We want them to join in. All they have to do is just go to experienceyorkregion.com, scroll down, log in, register their business, post their information. They control it. It's up to them what they put up there. So they can, if they've got a new event that they're going to want to promote, absolutely. Go in, find your channel, add whatever you like, photographs, information. It really is an incredible opportunity for a business to reach a large number of people that they probably wouldn't have talked to before. And it's free.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Wayne. Karen, one last question for you, because I know as neighbors and as colleagues, to be able to promote, and we've had the Stouffville Chamber website up on the screen, to be able to promote Shop Local, what kind of opportunity is this for you and for your local businesses? Because I know the words that you are about to say really extend into every community across the province. So how do you feel about the Shop Local initiatives that are taking place?
You know, thanks, Jen. I think that the Shop Local, the businesses have been hit so hard over the last couple of years with the shutdowns and everything else. And a lot of them, as much as they're open, they're still holding on just by a thread. I think the Shop Local is going to give us revenue that we need to put the spotlight on them and to really help them to recover, to instill confidence in the residents so that they'll feel comfortable going back out and shopping, to really support the community and to keep it safe.
Amazing. That is the perfect way to end this episode. Thank you, Karen. Thank you to all of my guests today. For more information about Mind Your Business, you can head to the Rogers TV website. You can also head to the Rogers TV YouTube channel for a listing of many of our previous episodes. On behalf of everybody at Rogers and the Georgina Chamber of Commerce, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Mind Your Business.